On this episode of Star Wars Time Show, the dudes got all sorts of things to talk about. We're talking new toys, Kylo Ren comic book covers, R2-D2 fan theories for Rise of Skywalker, Game of Thrones bros quitting, Ewan McGregor giving us episode counts for Kenobi, Mandalorian spoilers, Mandalorian trailers, and last but not least, the top 5 Star Wars fan artist features of the week. Cue the music. Welcome back to the prime time version of Star Wars Time Show. It's Matt and Nick, and as you heard from the announcer, we have another full slate of Star Wars topics to tear through tonight. So we're going to get started, and we're going to start with some things that I'm assuming some of our fans enjoy, and those are new toy reveals, buddy. So the first one here, not really a new toy reveal, but some information for fans looking to find the Black Series Purge Trooper figures. So these Purge Troopers will be made famous in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They're a radical looking version of the Stormtrooper. They're not quite the Stormtroopers of the Age of Rebellion yet. There's a little bit of mix of some clone aesthetics in their helmet. But, Nick, we found out here in the States that the way to get this Black Series figure is you can either buy the Jedi Fallen Order bundle at GameStop, and it comes with it. I think it's 82 or 92, depending on the version of the game.
Yep.
Or he'll eventually be available on the 15th, which, again, is the launch day for Fallen Order, as a standalone figure for $22.99.
Yeah, this is a beautiful-looking figure, and look, everything that we've seen from Jedi Fallen Order so far is fantastic, and one of the standout things from the first gameplay preview that we got was the Purge Troopers. I mean, they stood out. They're their uniform, like Matt said, is very reminiscent.
It's the helmet, man. That helmet's wild. It's almost like, I believe that it's somewhat of a Ralph McQuarrie concept, potentially.
It does. It has like a McQuarrie flair to it. I'm sure if we go through some of the images that were posted, follow Phil Shostak on Twitter. Like, this guy has been dropping a lot of fantastic stuff from the Star Wars art vault in the art department.
Is that how you say his name? Because when I see it, I just see it as like stroke. Like,
I think it's
something like that.
SZOSTAK. So I say
I can't even
Shostak.
fucking read, so I'm glad you're here.
Phil Shostak. I mean, the guy, he's a great Twitter follow because he's basically all about Star Wars. He drops fantastic, especially McQuarrie pieces, but also gives really good insights into
I think they have him locked up in the Lucasfilm archives all day, and he just sits there and reads through notes and shit, and will take a camera picture of something he thinks cool, and then it goes viral on Twitter for Star Wars fans to check out.
Yeah. So, but this one here, I mean, this Purge Trooper, I love it. It's got the little shoulder pauldron like you're used to seeing with the Age of Rebellion Stormtroopers, but like Matt said, the helmet definitely has.
Yeah, he's got like a clone trooper skirt. As Nick said, he's got that shoulder pauldron, which usually signifies you're a sergeant or a sand trooper in the Age of Rebellion troopers. But now he's cool. I guess one thing, Nick, there are people that don't like Disney Star Wars stuff, but I think the one thing that the fandom menace, as they call themselves, that they can't bitch about Disney Star Wars is all the new radical-looking Stormtrooper variants these properties have given us at this point.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't argue against
that. You can't
that.
bitch about that, right, people? I mean,
Troopers,
at least give Disney a little credit there. So
yeah.
Keep your eye out for the Purge Trooper. He'll be at GameStop as an exclusive here in the States, either as a bundle with the game itself or as a standalone on the 15th. Speaking of Black Series figures, we also got some updates from, I guess it was MCM London this past weekend, so Hasbro was out there, and they dropped some new Black Series figures coming from Attack of the Clones, Nick, your favorite movie.
AOTC.
That's
Love
right.
it.
We're getting AOTC Kenobi, which is Mullet Ben, and then tweeny Anakin, braided Anakin. So,
yeah, like the single braid. God, I don't want to bash on AOTC, but it's the worst look for both of them. Like you said,
it is. I mean,
Kenobi's rocking this weird long mullet, and
it looks. I'll tell you what. It at least looks good-ish in figure form. I mean, these figures look great.
The figures.
But I know what
look
you mean. Ewan McGregor in that wig or whatever the fuck he was wearing or whatever they did to his head, it's like they stapled a raccoon on there or something, some roadkill. It just made him look ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just AOTC. Everybody knows it's one of the lower-end Star Wars movies that's ever come out, but on the figures look good. Yeah, the figures look great. I like the face sculpt for Anakin. I think it looks really, like for a character who didn't seem that intimidating in the movie. The figure
he looks
looks
pissed off. I mean, he looks like he's constipated or trying to fart without noise coming out. Where you kind of have to like concentrate.
Yeah.
So you don't make a noise, but you get this really concerned look on your face. No, they're up there. I mean, we do have versions of these figures in this scale, but they're the Figure Arts ones, the $60 plus.
Yep.
And these are right up there with them. There's no doubt about it. And it even looks like Anakin's going to get some soft goods for his under tunic. But we also, Nick, they showed off a Knight of Ren, just one Knight of Ren, and Zori Bliss are also joining the Black Series line. I don't know why they're just doing one. I would hope that there's a set or an exclusive set of all of the Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
And if they are doing one, I wonder why they chose this guy.
That was my question. Is he like, how you have featured extras sometimes, like
right.
featured side characters? I wonder if this particular dude is going to be like the featured Knight of Ren.
He must have like a standout moment or whatever. Maybe he was the cheapest to make in terms of the costume and getting the mold built.
True, yeah.
But to me, I don't know. I feel like there were other more exciting looking Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, he's got like a sickle type of weapon. It looks like he's got a blaster, but
yeah, I wouldn't have chosen him for the first one either.
Yeah, like the guy that chopped his arm off to put a blaster on, maybe go with him.
Yeah, like he seems like a pretty badass dude. I mean, it seems like there were better choices, but you might be right here, Matt. This could be like the easiest mold to make, so they did it first, and then they plan on releasing the others.
I hope
closer
so,
to the
man,
film release date, but
from a collecting standpoint and or the photography aspect, a lot of people like to build what they call, armies. Yeah, it'll be people. I mean, I'm looking right now to my left. I already own 4 fucking Sith Troopers.
Nice.
What do you need 4 Sith Troopers for, my friend? You don't.
You don't need them, but you want them.
Yeah, it's nice to have, especially with the photography, having those layers. I'm not that smart where I could just use one figure and move them a bunch of times and then layer all those images together to make it look like I had a bunch of figures. But point being here, you can't just have a Knight of Ren, and that's literally what they named him. He is the Knight of Ren. I mean, They are the Knights of Ren, plural, so let's bring on the rest. And I have a feeling they will. It'd just be odd to make one out of a set of, how many are there, 5 or 6 distinct figures from a film. I mean, they made 3 versions of the Praetorian Guards from TLJ, so let's go.
Yeah. So maybe by the time we get a little bit closer, if we get some more like TV spots for Tross ahead of the release and we see some more of the Knights of Ren, then they'll start dropping those in toy form. But we'll see when it comes to them. The Zori Bliss one, I really like it. She looks posable, which is really good. I mean, they catch a pretty sweet pose of her already in the glamour shots.
Oh yeah, she's got her pews out there, and she's doing the I'm gonna blast you, one over my head and one in front of me type of setup.
Yep. So
I wish she could pop the helmet off, but
that would be cool. I mean, obviously.
Do you think she'll pop the helmet in the film, or is that kind of like the Boba Fett rule where he can't?
I think she will. I think that Zori will reveal her face, and
maybe
then
Poe goes in for a little smooch or something.
Yeah, like old time's sake, and then she gives him a nice little smack in the face. I mean,
yeah, they do a little hook up there before the big, what we're guessing is going to be a huge fleet battle there at the end of the movie. So, all right, well, speaking of Knights of Ren, dude, we got a leaked version of one of the upcoming Kylo Ren comic book covers. And I think the cover took a lot of us by surprise because what it shows is that Ben Solo, a.k.a. Kylo Ren, had nothing to do with the formation of the Knights of Ren because we're literally seeing him as a young Padawan Jedi with Luke fighting the Knights of Ren, and one of them happens to have a red lightsaber.
Yeah, see, that to me was the biggest thing because, like, listen to every podcast where we talk about the Knights of Ren. We always either say like, oh yeah, these are Kylo's followers. Like these are either people that he recruited from the academy before its downfall, or these are followers that he found after he had converted to the dark side already. This cover, like you said, completely blows that to shit. What looks like probably happened is that after his conversion to the dark side, he killed this faceless Knight of Ren that we've never seen before. The one holding the
he
red
almost
lightsaber.
has like a Mysterio type of helmet on, like a fishbowl where
exactly. You can't
it's
see
just
his
all
face.
glossy or glass, plastic, blinders, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's what a lot of people are speculating, that it seems at this point that either Palpatine through Snoke or whatever, if we're going to figure that connection out, these people may have worked for him directly.
Yeah.
And possibly eventually recruiting Ben over. Who knows? But I mean, first off, the art's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this. I love seeing Ben with Luke as some badass shit. I'd like a whole movie or Disney Plus series on those two before Ben went cuckoo and, Luke locked himself up on Acto.
Agreed. I think
But man, just a dynamic cover, but it was pretty revealing that Ben Solo had nothing to do with the formation of the Knights of Ren, and more than likely they were an agent of Palpatine and or Snoke.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Palpatine had other apprentices outside of Darth Vader during his time in the, during the Age of Rebellion, and he also had Sith assassins. So, I mean, like, this could be a collection of, his other apprentices or these assassins that is now, running the galaxy, running through the dark sides of the galaxy with the Empire out of commission. And, maybe they were kind of passed on to Snoke in one way or another after Palpatine kind of made his retreat into the unknown regions.
You can't really tell here, Nick, but in the background, doesn't the ship sort of look like a version of Kylo's command shuttle?
It does. It looks like
possibly
it has
implying that it's First Order-ish-esque.
Yeah, because it looks like it has those wings that can kind of open and close a little bit. Like the back of it in particular looks a lot like the shuttle. It is a little hard to see, like you mentioned, because it's overlaid with the title of it, and then there's a lot of like haze and distortion around it. But there's a definite similarity from what I can see. Yeah, I mean, this like you said, this cover is very telling of what we can expect to see from the Knights of Ren in Tross and maybe even in other properties. I mean, this is an awesome group that has a lot of story to be told about them. So hopefully that we either expand on that in novels or within comic series.
So Hasbro, give us all the fucking Knights of Ren. Thank you.
Especially this guy with a lightsaber. I want to know who that motherfucker is.
Yeah, that guy's boss. But yeah. I think you're spot on that he probably was the leader of the Wrens until Ben became Kylo.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it was these guys probably had no chance. I'm not denying that they're probably powerful. They're more skilled than your run-of-the-mill bounty hunter or First Order trooper, but they can't contend with a motherfucking Skywalker.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so moving on, we got the launch trailer already, more than 2 weeks early for Jedi Fallen Order, and we're not really going to break it down. It wasn't one of those types of trailers, but we did want to mention it. It's out there for you to watch, and we want to let you know that it's pretty fucking awesome. And if this trailer doesn't get you excited, you're not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, I mean, this is the trailer. Like I was telling Matt before we fired up the cast, like, I'm super hyped for Mandalorian. I mean, Disney Plus is going to be a game changer for all Star Wars content. Mandalorian looks like it's going to be something that every fan, regardless of your thoughts on Disney Star Wars right now, should enjoy. I mean, I'm including Papa Palpatine in this. Papa, if you don't like The Mandalorian, something's wrong. I think you're going to like it, sir. But Jedi Fallen Order is one of those things where Matt and I have been waiting. We worked in the video game sphere for a long time. We've been waiting for a legitimate Star Wars story-driven video game to come up forever. And now seeing this trailer...
It's got to be at least 10 years, right? I mean, we always forget this, but when did the first Force Unleashed come out? Because I'm not even going to say Force Unleashed 2 counts, because that game was a shell of the original.
08 was
so
the first
11 years at this point, if I can do math still.
Yeah, 11 years.
1 + 1 is 4. Yeah, definitely 11 years. So I'm with you, Nick. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love me some narrative-based Star Wars anything. So Mandalorian, yes. Nipples are hard, balls are ready. But as you said, it's been over 10 years since we've had a legit story-driven Star Wars game. We've had, in my opinion, and I think your opinion, we've had some pretty great Star Wars narratives coming out of this Disney experiment.
Yeah.
But that's been in animation, comic books, film, not video game. And that's kind of why I think both of us are slightly more excited, maybe a little bit more on the edge of our seats for Fallen Order, because it's kind of an unknown. We don't know if people can still make good Star Wars games. That's how long it's been. Where we know, most of us know, that there's some pretty great Star Wars content out there outside of the video game space. So this is weird to say, but kind of new territory, something we haven't been used to for over a decade.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw a narrative-driven Star Wars was done by LucasArts. And I mean, LucasArts has now been reestablished in a very small way. But, I mean, this is not LucasArts. This is EA. And what is EA known for? EA is known for Battlefield. EA is known for Battlefront, a lot of action-oriented games that are lacking in storytelling. But everything we've seen from Fallen Order makes me believe that
EA's publishing, though. That we got to remember
true,
that
yeah.
it's Respawn that made it. And if people don't remember their Respawn history, these are the people that created the Call of Duty franchise.
Yeah, the good COD. Like, this is
right
like
before
Call
it went
Duty
nuts.
1,
These guys did Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 3, or 2, 3, and then the first Modern Warfare, the one that kind of changed Call of Duty forever in 2007. I mean, Call of Duty fun with the World War II stuff. It was a great game, great experience going back in World War II, shooting up some Nazis. But it wasn't until Modern Warfare that Call of Duty became the juggernaut, the $600 million a year generating cash cow that people go nuts for and play multiplayer for hours and hours and hours. But that's because of Respawn. I mean, Respawn, they're the ones that did Modern Warfare 4. They're the ones that kind of made Call of Duty what it is today. So, and they also did Titanfall. I mean, I've got nothing but respect and trust for Respawn at this point in time. So
yeah,
I do. I have very high expectations for this game. And watching trailers like this, I don't think I'm going to be let down.
No, absolutely not. The lightsaber combat looks fantastic.
It looks so real. I mean, I'm not even playing, and I can feel the physics, like the true physics. You can feel the blades swinging through the air and striking each other, and it's almost like there's bounce back. They don't look or feel weightless like most Star Wars games do.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the coolest parts to me, and this may seem small because we see this happen in basically every Star Wars property that includes Jedi, but in a small, like 10 seconds in the trailer, it shows Cal kind of on it looks like a little lift, and he's moving towards a bunch of troopers, and he's deflecting the bolts back at him. But the way that looks it was incredible. Like, the fact that you could animate that you could build a game that correctly portrays that in a way that is as impressive as that was, I'm so excited for this game because of just the care that was put into it by Respawn and everything else. So yeah,
the only thing I am slightly worried about is the combat. If they lean too hard into the Soulsborne bullshit, and I am saying bullshit. I'm sorry for those of you that love that stuff. Call me what you want. I'm a pussy. I'm a loser. There's no fun to me in taking an hour or 2 hours to get through the fucking tutorial. Okay, that's not fun. That to me is not a challenge. That's a test of your sanity.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
I'm not looking for that. I want to be challenged in this game, but not to the point where it's like, oh, if I don't fucking hit parry, hit parry, hit dodge, roll, strike, fuck you.
Yeah,
that's no fun. That is not fun. And those of you that say it's fun because of the challenge of ridiculousness and conquering a stupid challenge. That's why it's fun to you.
Yeah, I do like a healthy amount of difficulty, but like I want to be able to like I don't want to have to like play one boss fight for 20 minutes or 20 times
Bro,
over
I'm not
and over
talking
and
about
over
boss
again.
fights. In these games, I don't know if you've tried any of them, and I recommend you don't. I just had to review the Surge 2, which is, I mean, you're asking to want to stick thumbs in your own eyes playing a game like that. With the first fucking mission, which is essentially a tutorial, kicks your ass as if it's the final boss, and you're not even fighting the boss yet. These are just fucking NPC, regular asshole shitheads you have to fight.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want it to be like that.
Are you kidding me? The game just started, and I'm getting my ass kicked by some bozo in underwear with like a 2x4.
Yeah. One thing before we move on in the Fallen Order trailer, did you notice that I think he talks to a Night Sister in it? Like,
yeah, I don't.
At 26 seconds.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's definitely some mysticism going on here. And really, they've woven in the mysticism, as Nick said, with the Night Sisters. So it is canon. I mean, that happened in the Clone Wars. But didn't we even read in this Vader Immortal that he's kind of dealing with this mystical type of being? So it's almost like Star Wars is starting to skirt the line of force and magic powers.
Yeah, exactly. Like these magical, not really. I mean, they don't really use the force. I mean, I don't know if they're...
Right. I mean, I just did a Clone Wars rewatch a year or two ago. And Talzine and them... I mean, Asajj could use the force.
Yeah, Asajj could, but like...
I don't believe Talzine and Daka and all them, it was the force. It's something else entirely different. But it sort of is like the dark side. So
it is. Like, I don't know if it's like somehow a corruption of the force that they've turned into like this magical mysticism that they can use to you know, raise the dead and do, you know, damage, stuff like that. But I thought it was interesting, this character that reveals itself in the trailer, and I'm very interested to see exactly what that leads to, because it is something that's now familiar, especially to those of us who've, you know, watched the Clone Wars, who have paid attention to the expanded universe canon.
Well, you know, everyone's pegging the second sister as Barriss, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was kind of one of the fan theories right when the fucking thing came out, was that this is Barriss. Because we don't know what happened to her. Like, Barriss
Well, yeah, that whole plot line was a casualty of Clone Wars getting fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, right where they were heading with all that stuff with Ahsoka leaving the Order, all that was just kidding, we're done. Go ahead and watch the random Lost mission shit. And we'll get back to you in, almost 10 years. We'll do some more. But
I mean, that, like... I would give unending respect to Respawn if they did that, because I know, one, how hard it is for game developers to build out a game, and then also to pay fan service using characters that aren't theirs.
Typically, you're right. I mean, they sometimes don't have the license to do shit with certain properties of a franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney could have said all this shit's off limits. You guys can they're like, use the larger galaxy. You can use elements from that, but in terms of core Skywalker related stuff, no way.
Yeah, exactly. So I would love if it was Barriss. I doubt that it is, though. I mean, they could just completely surprise me, though. So I hope they do.
It'd be badass. Yeah. All right, so moving on from the game here, and this isn't something I usually get into, but I got a fan theory for you, and it's not mine. I mean, that's what I mean. When we're dropping fan theories, we usually like to drop our own. But this one comes way of some dude on Reddit, rdruner870, okay? And the reason I want to talk about this, Nick, is because throughout the cast, talking about Tross, we've been mentioning, me in particular, like, where the fuck's R2? Where's R2? Where's R2? Where's R2? Okay, sure, we got him in the most recent one, but it's probably an end or beginning scene. It was definitely nothing while the direness of the plot was taking place. So I've speculated, like, this little dude's going to do something pretty huge. He's going to show up at the nick of time and just do another, Miller time type of R2 maneuver. I mean, the guy's been doing it ever since we first met him. So the way this fan theory goes, and it's such a fan theory, but I so love it. I usually don't try to get into this fanboy stuff, but this would be fucking epic. So I'll just summarize it for you. You guys can go on our site and read the full thing. I got it there. But essentially, this fan is speculating that R2-D2 all along has had Luke's green lightsaber in his lightsaber compartment, which we know is legit from Return of the Jedi. Okay?
Yep.
So he's speculating that because we have not seen the green lightsaber, no one's talked about it, Luke wasn't using it during his Force projection. He's theorizing that sometime during Episode 9, when all hope is lost, just as I have said, when the heroes are about to get taken out, R2-D2 is going to show up, launch that motherfucking saber, and it's going to go into the hands of Rey. I would like it better if it went to the hands of Ben. But, I would love to see this.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, I agree with you, too. I think that if it pops up and it goes to anybody, it needs to go to Ben. Because, now this movie has me way more excited for anything Ben Solo, Kylo Ren related than Rey related. Like, I love Rey, but I've said it multiple times. Like, Ben is where this whole kind of plot line revolves. And like we mentioned before, like, he's got this red crossguard lightsaber. We assume that there is a redemption coming for him. And what better way to redeem himself, especially after a Force-related conversation or moment with his uncle, than to catch his uncle's blade, the blade that he tried to kill him with.
Yeah.
And strike down.
I'm literally getting a chub just sitting here thinking about that moment in the theater and how electric that would be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I just love the character of Ben Solo / Kylo Ren so much. And, like, that would be a perfect cinematic moment for him. I mean, talk about the cinematic moment in TFA where we see Rey pull the Skywalker family blade.
Exactly right. They would have to mirror that almost exactly mirror it, because we know George likes to essentially mirror throughout the trilogy. You know, if something happens in the prequels, you'll see a version of it in the next two trilogies.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, yeah, I would love to, cue up the Skywalker theme with some new elements in it, maybe some new notes, throw Leia's tune in there a little bit, and boom, you just see it going across the screen, and blood. A seemingly dead Ben puts his hand up, grabs it, and fucking strikes him down.
Yeah, I mean, look, people listening, especially the Disney haters, are probably like, man, that's happened in every movie so far. It happened with Rey in TFA when in the forest, and then it happened with Rey again in the fucking throne room with the lightsaber coming back from Snoke. Like, you got to think of a different trick. Shit like that is awesome. I don't care how many times they use it.
It's like we've talked offline. I really, at this point in time, I think they're just angry to be angry because they feel like if they're not angry, then they have no point. I don't know. I was kind of that way, but never at the lengths people kind of go to with this new stuff with the prequels. I mean, it's well documented on the old shows of this podcast. If you want to hear someone act like a lunatic over Star Wars fandom, queue up some shows from 2016, 17, when we were doing them Friday nights after I was 3 sheets to the wind. But I would get done with those podcasts and bum out. I'd be like, fuck, was I saying all that shit? I know it's sensational. It might get people to listen. Dude. It's like, I just sound like a fucking asshole.
Matt,
and it made me feel bad.
Yeah, you used to message me like the day after podcast. You're like, damn, dude, what the fuck is wrong with me? I was like,
I mean, there were times I would question editing out myself from the podcast. It's just like, and it's not because, I feel bad, I'm a pussy. No, it's just, I love Star Wars. I mean, it should be clear. I've been doing Star Wars content creation for over a decade. Nick and I have started our own site, own podcast. I fucking love it. So if you love something that much, if it bothers you that much, why do you still interact with it?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see the point.
I mean, after 2005, when I was disappointed by the prequels, I essentially put a moratorium on Star Wars for myself. I took a time out. I took a fucking time out, and I honestly did not watch any of the movies again until the Disney Star Wars announcement, and I believe it wasn't until almost 2015 as I wanted to do a complete franchise rewatch before TFA. So, yeah, I tapped myself out for a while because Star Wars bummed me out because I hated the prequels. I don't get why you want to live in the hate unless you just like doing it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what some people need. Some people need to just take a break, take a year or two off. Don't watch OT. Don't watch anything.
Maybe you don't like Star Wars as much as you think. Maybe you shouldn't be getting that upset over Disney Star Wars because in the end you really don't like it that much. I realize that yes, I do love Star Wars, even with some poor movies. I'm still back, and I'm probably a bigger and more engaged fan than I've ever been. It bums me out when people are just so negative about all the new Star Wars, and I don't see it. I know there's opinions, and I respect opinions. I just don't get the hardcore negativity and shitting on everything without really even giving stuff a chance. So, anyways,
it's the hate. The hate.
Let's all be nice to each other, PSA. We're not a bunch of pussies here. We're just tired of all you knuckleheads trying to make everyone feel like shit, like you clearly feel like shit because of Star Wars. It doesn't make sense. It won't work on us, right? We stick our chests out, and those names will bounce off of it.
Exactly.
I'm rubber and you're glue, right? That type of stuff. All right, so moving on. Hopefully that fan theory comes true. I'm still going with, in some form or fashion, R2-D2 is going to save the day at a very key moment because that's his middle name. His middle name is Save the Day.
Yeah, hero.
Okay, so moving on to future Star Wars. That's pretty much the rest of our topics outside of the top 5 are all future Star Wars related. Some near future, some distant future. And this one was going to be distant future, but now it has no future. And that is the Star Wars trilogy that the Game of Thrones bros were working on because they have quit.
Yeah. I mean...
Yes, you heard that right. The motherfuckers literally quit. Last night it dropped. Last night it would have been October 28th. They quit.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up in the morning because this dropped late at night.
Dude, I posted it at 11:30 because I'm an asshole. Yeah,
I woke up and and then actually today at work, I mean, I saw it before my girlfriend mentioned it to me. She's like, did somebody quit Star Wars or did something happen to Star Wars? I was like, yeah, the Game of Thrones guys decided they're just not doing their trilogy now. And there's just so much to unpack here, but the biggest thing is the reasoning that they gave behind it was the Netflix deal that they signed. They signed, for those of you who don't know, they signed a 5-year, $250 million exclusive deal with Netflix, but that deal had already been announced when they
I mean, that deal, I believe, I know we talked about on the show, and it's been months since that deal came out. It's not like this is, hey, fuck, Netflix dumped, $300 million in our front yard, so fuck you, Lucasfilm. No.
Yeah, and Netflix was aware of the...
They were double dipping up until this point. They were literally, we'll do the Star Wars, and then we'll do the Netflix.
Yeah, so now... We are, like you said, Matt, we are in an interesting future for Star Wars, or a non-existent future for Star Wars now, because up until 2 weeks ago, I mean, prior to Ryan coming out and saying oh yeah, I'm still working on Star Wars, there was a story that came out where he was like, well, we'll see what happens. I don't know, Kathleen.
Well, I saw that, and then he came back. He's like, I said if? Oh, my bad. Yeah. No, we're definitely still doing something. So,
yeah,
I mean, who the fuck knows? I think for these people, though... Does this just prove that these guys are asswipes?
I don't know, dude. I think that they're scared. They have to be because
they're already hated because of what they did with season 8.
Yeah, exactly. And they've recently come out and said we basically just kind of flew by the seat of our pants in season 8. We just didn't know what to do.
I mean, they admitted, as Nick said on record, that we really aren't writers anyways, and so that's why you got season 8. So I mean, you already had Star Wars fans going, oh fuck, I don't know if we want these guys. So they probably read the room and they're like, all right, Star Wars fans are fucking nuts. First off, we already have a bad rep because of what we did with GoT season 8. Let's just take our $250 million and just kind of go away.
Yeah, let's, and look, I mean, these guys will probably make fantastic content for Netflix for years to come.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, they know people. I think if anything, they know enough people to get them along. Like they know good
you
writers.
got to think.
they
I
know
mean, the
good
thing that they're
directors.
known for, Game of Thrones, they really had nothing to do with in terms of the creation of the content.
Yeah, they were showrunners. Like they didn't.
And they had the goddamn, someone already wrote the fucking world for them. They didn't have
Yeah.
to do shit but get people and themselves once in a while to write scripts for episodes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what they'll do on Netflix. They'll just do licensed content. Like they'll find shit out there
That's fine, as long as they find a writer that has all the shit done, so they're not left to figure out what should happen.
But
And I blame you
like,
too, you fat ass George Martin, you fucking lazy pig.
That is 70% that dude's fault.
You're right. Let's. I mean, as we're throwing these dudes under the bus, let's make sure to put him first, because in the end, it's his fucking fault. I mean, Book 6 was supposed to be done in 2011.
Yeah, like that shit has been out in writing.
Book 6. That's not even the last one, dude.
Like,
it's already fucking 8 years late.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, George R. Martin has just, like, as soon as he sold that shit to HBO, he's like, I'm done. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Finally, people like me and I'm famous now. I've been doing this since 96 and only super nerds realized that this is pretty cool shit. But now that I am pop culture mainstream, I'm taking advantage of it. I'm going to the cons. I'm getting wined and dined. I'm getting people to pump up my ego. I mean, that's what he's been doing.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, what does this mean for Star Wars now? So
I don't. It's a great question, because Iger on record, these guys were going to be doing the 2022 film. So
yeah,
I guess at this point, Iger's bullshit plan of delaying films for 3 years looks genius, because they essentially have to reboot their initial plans.
Yeah, and I mean, we thought that Star Wars was set up for a good future. I mean, the reservations that we have about these two fellas, they're definitely warranted, but we kind of, put our faith in the Force that they would be able to find their way with good Star Wars content.
Oh, yeah, I was still expecting whatever they put out to be watchable, if not good.
Yeah, but now, I mean, we're in a situation where Ryan just wrapped Knives Out. Ryan, I don't even know if he started writing his new trilogy yet. Based off of what we've heard recently, probably not. We're 3 years out from a major trilogy release, and we don't know who's going to run it. We don't know if it's Ryan. We assume that it is now because he's the only one contracted. And we don't know what's after it. Like, if it's not him, who is it? Like, does Iger and Kennedy, did they have a contingency plan? Are they going to fucking...
This is where Feige starts waving his magic wand and fixes all this shit. Who knows? And by fix, I'm not talking about the stories, you bozos. I'm talking about this scheduling now and the loss of writers.
Yeah, I mean, Feige seems like he has all the goodwill that the planet could give him. I mean, like, he just came off of being the mastermind of... phases 1 through 3 of the MCU.
I mean, he essentially produced 31 movies, and they all were pretty great, and they actually all led into one overall conclusion narrative arc.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's fucking insane what he did. So I'm pretty sure he could start the Star Wars opening crawl, and then just have poop falling in space, and we'd be like, "Fucking A, it's revolutionary."
Like, here he goes. Fucking Feige, he's ready.
I hope there's a stinger in this one. The stinger is like more poop floating away.
Yeah, he's just, I don't know. So maybe Feige is going to be the savior for this whole like post Skywalker.
They got to figure something out at this point, and I still don't think their preferred path is Ryan going first.
I don't think so.
I do think they want to try to blunt some of the TLJ effect for a while. Maybe give it almost 10 years
to
where the things maybe turn like some of the prequels have for people. But I really don't think their plan is to have Ryan go first. Not that I would mind that. I would like to see what he does. I'm actually intrigued by Knives Out, and I'll be going to check that out. But I don't know. This was definitely a shocker in the Star Wars universe. These bums just quitting. They quit. This isn't like Kathy forcing them out. I mean, she even put out a quote basically saying, "Hey, they're good storytellers. If they fucking figure out how to multitask, they can always come back." So
yeah, I mean, I'm very interested to see if there will be a more formal announcement regarding the future, regarding 2022 and forward, now that this has happened from either Disney or Lucasfilm. I doubt that we'll get anything soon, but they definitely have something to address. And,
they need to stop making announcements for 3+ years out and just kind of let stuff roll. And when they know it's ironclad and they're actually shooting, maybe then you come out and announce stuff. But
dude,
this stuff in the end, Nick, we're not stupid, but this is just feeding the fandom menace. Like, look, they're still all fucked up. They got writers quitting, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I mean, what if they were like, all right, George, we're desperate. This is your moment.
I mean, that would be fantastic, but you never know what that guy could do. I mean, I think a lot of people, they put their blinders on when it comes to the maker, and all respect to the guy, but just sit down as an adult, no drugs, and watch Attack of the Clones, or grab some dialogue from that or Revenge of the Sith.
Watch Attack of the Clones.
And really tell me that, whoo-wee, is that some fucking filmmaking right there.
Yeah, I mean,
we went over some of the dialogue. I mean, you made Oscar winners and Oscar nominees look like bozos.
Yeah, I mean, he is not known for his ability to direct emotion in actors.
You want the guy to write shit? Have at it. Just let someone else direct.
Yeah, so
like, you want to make George the full-time writer? You want to make him the story group again? I'm all for it. I'm all for George getting back into Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I don't really want him being the end-all be-all on a trilogy ever again.
Yeah.
With a bunch of yes men around him like Rick McCallum. Like, yep, that's a good idea. Do it. Oh yeah, I like that line. Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, he heavily needs Larry Kasdan and Irvin Kershner to be.
Well, I don't know if you saw that news this week, but Kasdan apparently fucking hates Disney Star Wars too, so he's done with Star Wars for the rest of his life.
It seems like his kid is still interested, though. John,
he went on the I forget who he was talking to, but Larry pretty much came out and said the studio fucked Solo, so fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. Like, we've said multiple times on this podcast that they really fucked.
I mean, he went about it in a much more eloquent fashion, but my summary of it was, what you guys did with this kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And now that you're asking me to come in and look at other people's Star Wars scripts or do my own, you can go fucking pound salt.
Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I don't imagine that
I'm not worried. I'm not like these people who are like, oh my God, the sky's falling. Disney's going to lose the rights or whatever. No, I mean, it's all going to work itself out. I just think this is a byproduct of Disney brass being fucking idiots. I mean, it's just like they keep bumbling this shit.
Yeah.
Fumbling and bumbling the PR aspect of owning the Star Wars license. They excel at that.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, more Disney Star Wars. Surprise, surprise. We got some insights into the Kenobi series from Ewan himself. He just kind of reiterated the timeline, the tone, and curiously, another low episode count, Nick. So,
yeah.
I mean, first off, he was talking to Men's Journal and basically just said, it's a fucking massive relief to finally get this out into the public, because he's known about this for 4 years. And this isn't in this article, but he also reiterated the fact that this was supposed to be a movie.
Yeah, exactly. So the rumored movie with Billy Elliot, like the Billy Elliot director, Stephen... I can't remember his last name now. Shit. Starts with a D. Daldry. Stephen Daldry is supposed to, direct it. Likely was a thing. It likely was a thing. So
yeah, I mean, Ewan said this was going to be a
Yeah.
standalone movie, but now, as he said in this article, it's turned into a 6-episode Disney Plus series.
Yeah, 6 episodes, 1 hour long each. So instead of telling a story in probably a 2-hour 15, a 2-hour, 2.5 hour long movie, you get 6 hours to tell a story.
Yeah, I mean,
and you can
it's probably
probably
better
come
this
back.
way, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's if you go back to, a few months ago, Matt and I did a podcast on like what do we want to see from Disney Plus content, Disney Star Wars, in terms of would you rather see this movie form or would you want to see long form TV content? And I said for Kenobi, it would be way better to do long form TV content because there's a lot to tell, especially within the timeline he's talking about. So we're sitting right where we want to between episodes 3 and 4, where all of the Kenobi content is to be had. So having 6 hours there for the first season, and hopefully, I don't know if they plan on doing a second season, but if they do, continuing that on, like that is a perfect timeline, perfect episode length.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like this is probably going to be a standalone joint, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, if money is made, you never know what Disney can do. You never know who they can motivate with their cash stores. But I think this is going to be kind of a one-off deal. But it sounds like we're probably going to see a new type of Kenobi because Ewan also explained kind of what he thinks Obi-Wan's mindset's going to be. I mean, this is a dude that literally just watched all his buddies and his order get slaughtered. He's on his own. He's in self-exile watching over who he hopes will be the savior. And Ewan pretty much says it's quite something to get over. So we could see a very depressed, maybe angry Kenobi, maybe a more emotional Kenobi than we've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has cut down his own friend, basically his brother. I don't know if we're going to pick up at the point in the storyline where he already knows that Anakin is Vader. That's going to be interesting because from what we can tell and from what we know at the end of episode 3, he assumes that Anakin's dead. So yeah, it's he's on Tatooine. Alone.
You know what, dude? I never even thought about the correlation between him and the rise of Vader and when Obi figures that out. So I think you hit on something there, and I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, he's on Tatooine.
Like, how does he deal with it? I mean, does he see a hollow project? Does he see like a news cycle from off-world of this new Sith leader that's just going down and wrecking places? And do you see like his heart sink as he realizes like, oh no?
Yeah, I mean, old canon, that's basically how it happened. He was sitting in a cantina on Tatooine. He sees something pop up on the HoloNet, and Vader's on it, and like he immediately knows. And he's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so good call there. I think we'll get that moment, or I hope we do. If we don't, they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, you have to have that. That's got to be episode 1. Like, episode 1 has to be like the realization that Anakin is Vader, and then that could probably be
I mean,
the
that
spark.
just further seals his and Yoda's failures. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they already fucked up so much, Yoda in particular. But both of them could not take out the Sith Lords to
Either
officially
one of them.
end it.
Yeah, like neither Sith Lord is gone. I mean, one of them's a severely reduced form of himself, but like now you have the galaxy essentially being run and controlled by 2 Dark Lords of the Sith,
Yep.
and 2 of the best Jedi in the Order had a chance to take them out, and both of them failed. So, yeah, lots of good content to be had from this Obi stuff. And I will say that McGregor keeping his mouth shut and not letting anything out for 4 years is impressive because like he's been pressed a lot.
Oh yeah. That's like you said, it's a fucking massive relief because you know how he's been answered. It's like, oh, yeah, I would love to if they asked me. Yeah, I would do something like that. I think there's potential. I do. But, yeah, there's nothing. And, yeah, he's pretty much known almost since Disney took over that they were going to do something with that character. So.
Basically, yeah. I mean, so, yeah.
It's good stuff. I'm excited, but don't expect to see anything Kenobi-wise until late 2021 because he also mentioned that they're not even going to start shooting until next summer. And as Nick and I have speculated, 2020 is probably going to be the Cassian year. 2021, maybe we get Mando season 2 early, and then we get Kenobi in the fall, kind of like we're going to get Mando here on the 12th. So, yeah, exciting. It's a bummer it's only 6 episodes, but as Nick said, do the math. 6 hours is better than 2 hours, and that's what Kenobi was going to be, a movie. So, can't really complain here.
Nope.
Speaking of long-form Star Wars, we're shifting into the Mandalorian part of this podcast, and there's 2 things we want to talk about here. The first one I think is pretty cool, and it's got me excited for the first episode. The second, of course, is we got a new trailer, and Nick and I are going to kind of do our breakdown tap dance that we usually do. But before we get there, Nick, we got news. I think, it's from Entertainment Weekly, that according to the New York Times, the first episode of The Mandalorian has a dramatic Star Wars universe spoiler. So when I read that, my mind just started racing. Like, okay, what are we talking about here? Is it like, is it Darth is Luke's dad? That type of spoiler? Is that a dramatic one, or is this something that's going to spoil new Star Wars content?
Yeah, that's what's interesting to me. One, to use the term spoiler is kind of weird, but 2, like, what could be that big that it would be that you would even consider using the word spoiler for it? So, I mean, we're talking like I don't even think who Snoke is would be,
Yeah, I get your point on the semantics of spoiler, but let's kind of, what
the big dramatic
where do you think they're going with it? Oh, hey, Darth Vader's dead, and he was Luke's dad. Oh, Luke's on Acto. He's hidden himself away, or is it, hey, we've heard that the Emperor may still be alive, or
I think,
who's this Snoke guy, or have you heard of this First Order shit, or
I just don't know if. I don't think that it could be the Emperor, because if it was already being talked about at that time, there's no way that it would be a surprise that he comes back in Tross, like, to the galaxy, not to the the viewer, obviously, but like to the galaxy. There would have to be rumblings if they're already talking about Operation Cinder, and like, oh yeah, like, maybe Moff Gideon mentions, like, don't worry, the Emperor's out there still. We're gonna get it back. Like, people would know about that.
Yeah, no, I get you. So that's why, maybe it's First Order related. Snoke,
yeah. There's another Sith Lord, or like there's another.
Yeah, something like that, or there's something going on in the unknown regions with this dude who reminds us of Emperor Palpatine. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Recently this week, at least on Instagram, I've been trying to type stuff that may elicit people to not just look at the picture, maybe read and interact with us, and they actually have. So good job, people. Good job. You did it.
Congratulations.
And I'm gonna start doing that more, because we're getting some fan interaction with stuff that you and I like to talk about. So when I put this post out there, I was like, all right, what do you guys think? And someone threw out, well, maybe we get a mention of Boba Fett's fate or something like that. Like, they talk about Boba Fett. He got out, blah, 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 something like that. I was like, that's a pretty cool fucking thought. Others, like I said, leaning towards the First Order type of stuff. I don't know. Could the Mandalorian be related to a character that was brought up in the Age of Resistance? I'm still leaning towards a dramatic Star Wars universe spoiler. I think it's in relation to the new content versus the old stuff.
Yeah, I think it's probably more leaning towards the Age of Resistance stuff. I would love if it was Boba. I mean, that's a character that we still need you could take what we saw at the end of ROTJ and say, like, well, the motherfucker's dead, and like, he's not back in new canon yet, and there's no hint that he's coming back. But I think that if you're gonna bring him back, and if you're gonna follow that same path that we kind of followed in old canon, this is the time to do it. Like, we hear, and we'll get to this in the trailer breakdown, but we hear talk of what happened to their people, the Mandalorian people, whether it be in the Clone Wars, in the Age of the Rebellion. So now would be a pretty opportune time to bring him back if we're going to do it. So I think that would be awesome. Spoiler, cool reveal.
They also were talking about potentially mentions of Ezra or Thrawn.
That would be just next level. Like, yeah, I mean, fucking again, like Filoni is a huge part of this show. And
yeah, he's the one that sealed their fates, and he's the one. I mean, I still contend we got to do something with those two characters. They can't just be lost in the unknown regions, and the fact that they're in the unknown regions and how the unknown regions may be playing in the Tross, it's like, let's do something. Do you do it Mandalorian? I don't know. Is it a comic? Is it a Disney Plus series? Who knows? But those are two major characters' fates that are just up in the air at this point.
Exactly, yeah. And then in terms of like the rise of the First Order, I mean, it's a weird time to discuss. And this is just my opinion. Like, it's a weird time to discuss it because we haven't even gotten the formation of the New Republic yet. Like,
well, yeah, it is. I mean, we're 7 years post Jedi, so there is a New Republic. It just sucks at getting the outer territories, the outer rim, if you will, in line.
Yeah.
I mean, the outer rim's always been kind of lawless. I mean, even under the Empire or the Republic.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's even nuttier. So the New Republic is around, and I believe Filoni and John have said, yes, you will get hints of how the First Order was able to do what it did. I don't know if you're going to get direct, hey, that's the First Order, FIRST order, but you may see, maybe a guy like Werner Herzog's character or Moff Gideon, maybe they're talking with Snoke or entities in unknown regions. Maybe they're the genesis of the First Order movement. Who knows?
Yeah. I like that, like seeing the movement. If it is like Gideon and
exactly, I don't think we're going to
up.
see, holy fuck, look at, there's the fleet and Phasma and everybody. No. It's going to be, they're going to be talking about it. We need order again. We need order. Fuck this New Republic. We need order, the First Order. And there's the genesis of the movement.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I would be down with that for sure. So yeah, I mean, we are mere fucking, what is it, 14 days until the release of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I mean, I'm not good at math either, especially when it comes to dates, but we essentially have like 8 more days left in October and then 12 in November. 14 days.
Yeah. So we're getting close. And I mean, Matt, you're already locked in. You already have your subscription.
I don't know how I sign in or what my credentials are, but yeah, buddy, I got the bill.
Yeah.
You're for damn sure I've paid for it.
I actually reached out to Disney Plus's help on Twitter to see if there's any sort of like, do you know when we can start signing up for the bundle? Do you know
that's crazy that they announced that bundle and then that was it. It's just basically gone away.
Because I reached out to just straight Disney Plus, and then somebody responded and they were like, hey, DM Disney Plus help and they'll be able to get back to you. But I did that yesterday and it was like right when the Mando stuff was dropping. So they've probably been busy over in Disney Plus land. But I basically asked like, hey, I already have ESPN Plus. Do I get a discount on the bundle because I already have one of the services? Like, how does this work?
Yes, sir. Here's your discount. Click.
Yeah, it's like, here, pay for the 2 separately now because you don't qualify for the discount.
Go fuck yourself for outing yourself.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to find out any bundle information that I can. And look, I'm going to be pretty fucking pissed if this bundle doesn't release on day one, because then that means I'm going to have to do it individually. Like, then I'm going to have to pay for Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN Plus all separately. And that would really piss me the fuck off.
I mean, it really is mind-boggling. You'd think they'd already have the portal up and ready. It should have been up and ready since the announcement, because the last thing they want is saving it for launch day and then a bunch of assholes like you crushing their servers trying to get their credit card information uploaded.
Yeah, I mean, come the fuck on. Like, I will say this, though. Like, the one thing that they have going for them, if they've looped Hulu in to their ecosystem, is that when I went to sign in to like pay for ESPN Plus when I first got it, it was all done through my Disney account, because I have like a Disney account that I had to sign up for when I was like doing my reservations and stuff like that for Disney World. So they were like, oh, you just log in with your Disney account. So if that's the same thing for like the Hulu and Disney Plus.
I'm assuming that,
so.
yeah, we're all going to be signing in with our ESPN, whatever, Disney family account.
Yeah. So just if
man,
anybody
I'm
from
glad I did what I did, but you better watch out.
If anybody from
sitting there,
Disney,
sitting out in the cold, like everyone's watching Mandalorian and not me.
I'm gonna have to figure out creative ways to watch the Mando, just like I
that
do for
and
fucking
Resistance. Pretty soon he's gonna be watching them in fucking Russian.
Yeah, like, just a person,
Comrade Mandalorian.
Yeah, just a person holding a camera in front of their TV. Like,
You poor bastard.
We'll see.
All right,
we'll
so
see.
I can't wait to see what this spoiler is going to be, but we got 14 days. So let's move on to the latest trailer, which dropped last night. Again, that would have been the 28th for those of you that like to keep score. And it was a good trailer, Nick. I mean, it was under 2 minutes. If you really want to count the action, I'd say it might have been a minute and a half, if that. There was some retread footage, but there was also some new footage, and more importantly, we got some great narration from whoever the fuck Werner Herzog is playing. And whoever it is, I already love it because I think this guy, I love his voice. I like what he's saying. I think his lines are brilliant. So we're going to go through the trailer kind of like we did last week with the Tross trailer, skip over some of the more mundane stuff and really just kind of loop into the things that stood out to us or that maybe gave us an idea as to what may be happening in the plot. So if you're following along on the trailer, I'm going to go ahead and cue it up around like the 10-second mark at home. Because really all we get here is that awesome shot of all the Stormtrooper helmets on pikes.
Yep.
With the Mando walking by. But the difference here now, we get a quote from Werner's character who says, "Is the world more peaceful since the revolution?" You know, essentially asking the Mando, hey, how'd that rebellion go for everybody?
Yeah. And I love, like you mentioned, his narration throughout this whole thing, but I love the direction that he takes with it because it's straightforward Imperial manipulation.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's gaslighting at its finest.
Yeah,
I mean it's pure gaslighting.
So it's fantastic that that's a direction that he's taking, and it does kind of perfectly set up this world that we're going to be functioning in for this series.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's basically like, hey, welcome to the Thunderdome. I mean, that's essentially what this part of the galaxy is like. It's Mad Max at this point in time.
Yeah, and then like going on, the next shot you talk about is the, Nick Nolte and his little Ugnaught character of Kuiil, and then the Mando riding the Blurgs.
Oh yeah, they're definitely up there. So Nick, what do you think they've known each other for a while, or is this maybe the Mando linking up with Kuiil on a potential mission that he needs his help on?
I still think
that's kind of where I was going. Like, are they both bounty hunters? Have they known each other? Are they partners, or is this just kind of like a I'll help you, you help me type of deal?
I think that they know each other. Like, for some reason, I feel like...
Seems like it. I agree.
Yeah, like Kuiil is like his guys. Like, I need this weird thing. Like, I need this specific
I mean, he's not
a
a Chewbacca per se. Like, he's not his co-pilot. But I do feel like they've known each other and they rely on each other for jobs.
Yeah. Like, if he needs a favor to call in, he's like, hey, I'm in... the outer rim around, Tatooine. I know you run in these regions, and I need help with this. And Kuiil is that guy. Like, he'll be like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. That's where I was going then. So we get the next line from Werner as we see these two probably going off on a hunt or a mission of some sort. And this is a great line. He says, "It is a shame that your people suffered."
Again, man, just like
and Nick, I don't know if you saw this in the circles you run in online on socials, but I saw some people interpreting this as him talking about bounty hunters as suffering. I'm like, no, this is to me a direct reference to the Mandalorian's home planet of Mandalore, which, if you watch the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, you'll see it was a heavily contested planet for both the Clone Wars and during the Imperial run.
Exactly.
I mean, everyone wanted a part of Mandalore.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why some people would assume he's talking about bounty hunters. Because his next line, and we'll get to it in a second, does say bounty hunters, but like, he's definitely talking about Mandalorians.
By the way, bounty hunters aren't a race of people, my friends.
No,
they're a faction in Star Wars. They're not people. So he's definitely, as Nick said, he's gaslighting. Like, hey, man, That revolution that they all fought and took down the Empire. Oh, yeah. The one that essentially ravaged your planet for decades between the Clone Wars and this Wars. It really didn't help you in the end, and you're all still fucking suffering anyways, and you're out here trying to nickel and dime a lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he is directly referencing the Mandalorian people. He's directly referencing possibly, I mean, like, we don't know what his, how much Werner Herzog's character knows about the Mandalorian. He may even be like poking at him personally, like, your people. And I mean, the reason that I say that is because, as we get on into the trailer a little bit more, there is a possibility that we're looking at, some flashbacks. Let's put it that way.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely get there, because that to me was the meat and the most eye-popping moment of this trailer. But before we get there, Nick, we get a great little pause in the trailer. And it's essentially the Mandalorian. He's on a hunt, very clearly. I just love how they tuned down all the music, and you could hear his scanner going off, like, and he's like, oh, shit. He turns around, and lo and behold, he's in the middle of a fight with what it looks like Trandoshans, and I'm assuming they're a bounty of his.
Yeah. Or they're competing bounty hunters, like
exactly
something of that sort. And if you people out there watching it and they're like, oh, this looks familiar, this was a Vanity Fair image that came out probably
other things that you should note in these shots if you're following along. Look at the Mandalorian's armor and notice that it will change throughout this trailer. So there's something that goes down in the series that forces him to go from this more muted earth tone looking armor to the full-on helmet chrome style armor. So I don't know if, like, in episode 1 it's kind of set in the past a bit, and maybe then the series takes place a bit in the future and he's got different armor, or if his armor gets fucked up or whatever. But something happens in these 8 episodes that's going to require Mando to change.
Yeah. I was kind of leaning towards his shiny armor got fucked up and he needed to start to piecemeal stuff out. But it could definitely be,
Okay, so you're going the opposite of me, where maybe that was the shiny armor was like his go-to, but now that he's kind of ghetto and just getting by in life, trying to find bounty, he's kind of had to downgrade to the Goodwill store version of the Mando armor.
Yeah, you got to work with what you can afford in the in the Outer Rim. So you're not.
Yeah, so he looks pretty competent in a fight. The cool thing here, you get to see that his rifle can actually stun people with those tuning forks on the end.
Yep.
So it isn't just for looks; it actually will electrocute you, kind of like a taser.
Yeah.
I guess a question I had for you, Nick, so when it goes into his ship and he's freezing a bounty, do you think that's one of those Trandoshans there then?
The face looked a little weird. I don't think...
So, like right at 28, if you freeze, it's before the carbonite gets in there, so that it kind of puts extra layers on the face, and you can kind of see like a little head spike coming up.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible. Let me... oh man, it's.
I don't think it is, just because the way they cut it. I mean, that they cut trailers to kind of make it look like it's one continued scene. I highly doubt it. But I'm telling you, those, as you said, they're either rival bounty hunters or his bounty, because we're going to come to a scene in a cantina, or what I speculate could be the Bounty Hunter Guild, where I'm pretty sure you can see one of these Trandoshans kind of in the mix in the background. So
yeah,
we'll talk about that when we get there. But anyways, as we're on the Mando ship and he's freezing his targets, we get the now famous line that a lot of people are using, but bounty hunting is a complicated profession.
Yeah. It definitely is a complicated profession, so much so that is a central theme I think we're going to see in this show, is that it's not only that bounty hunting is kind of not as easy as it was in the Empire.
Well, it's dangerous as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been dangerous, but I think what he's saying complicated is because you may have to approach a moral line as a bounty hunter, and we've speculated that the Mando is more than likely going to be asked to cross his moral line.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He's probably going to balk at it, and that's why he's going to get himself in some shit with these warlords.
Yeah, and I mean, this is going back to early kind of speculation, potential spoiler area for Mandalorian, where they were talking about a child possibly being his bounty, and this kind of being a spark for him to, kind of shift his direction in life or something like that. So that's definitely something that we could still see.
Yeah,
in the
I'm
series.
still kid or not. He's going to be asked with taking somebody out or kidnapping somebody that when he sees them, it's either someone he knows or just something kicks in, a sixth sense, if you will, where he's like, nah, fuck that. So, yeah, bounty hunting is complicated.
Yeah.
But in terms of the trailer, really for the next few seconds, it's just big scene, big scene, big scene. I mean, we get the Razor Crest coming out of hyperspace. It flies over this lush planet. There's a great new shot here around the 43-second mark of him unloading his bounties. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if he's dropping them off at like the Bounty Hunter Guild to get the credits or if he's delivering them to whoever he wants. But if you look back there, Nick, in the back left at the 43-second mark, there is the quad jumper from TFA.
Oh, yeah, from TFA. Yeah, that's something that we saw.
And honestly, if you look in the right, that ship there, it's got some Falcon to it, some Ghost to it.
I was going to say, the front of it looks Ghost-like. But
then the side's got that Falcon circular thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's either
mix.
or. It looks similar to them both. So
yeah, I really do hope that we get some. Like I truly hope that the proper Ghost, shows up and we get a little bit of Rebels love in this show. I mean, Filoni's got 2 episodes. He's got to slip some sort of Rebels thing in here somehow.
I mean, we still don't know who the fuck Ming-Na Wen's rolling with, and you know who we kind of laid out ideas. So yeah, I think there'll definitely be some Rebels tie-ins. So, he's dropping off his bounties. We get a shot we've seen before where it looks like he's walking into a town, probably to go either get more bounties or meet with somebody. And this is where we get another new line for Herzog's character. They said you were coming.
Yeah.
They said you were the best in the parsec. I fucking love it.
I know, the best in the parsec. When I heard that, I was like, that's
so franchise correct, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. It's not a measurement of time.
Distance, people. A measurement of distance.
I mean, it's such a great phrase.
It is. And I mean, but that sets up who this character is. I mean, like, without this line, you could just assume that this is just another bounty hunter, some motherfucker out there whipping some Mandalorian armor, trying to make his way as a bounty hunter.
I mean, his legend is legit, and people know about it, and that line confirms it. Like the Mandalorian is not to be messed with.
Yeah, I mean, you may come to find out that this motherfucker killed Boba Fett. That Boba Fett survived. Yeah, he survived a Sarlacc pit, but he didn't survive a true Mandalorian.
Totally. So if you freeze it real quick around 47, this is where we get a shot of him. It's either a cantina. I'm going with it's either that, and this is Herzog's character's base of operations, or this is the Bounty Hunter Guild itself. But Nick, if you look far right, that dude, I believe, is one of the guys that the Mando is beating up in those earlier scenes.
Mine's loading it right now. Let's see.
It's 47 seconds. You got the same head shape, the same vest, same dress.
Okay.
So that's where I'm kind of going with. You may be right that he's a rival bounty hunter. Another alien of note here, it looks like you got a female Rhodian as well in that shot.
Yeah, you got the Rhodian, not green-skinned Rhodian. It's like a brown-skinned Rhodian. And then...
Right. It keeps going, and then we get they said you're best in a parsec, and this is where I think this is a bounty hunter guild, because look at everyone staring at him. Like,
I know, it's like you get the blue guy and the blonde-headed girl, like everybody kind of shifts and looks at him.
Speaking of, in the back there, 52 seconds, that alien with black paint and pink.
Yep, yeah.
We very may well be speaking to him on an upcoming episode of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Dominic right
Dominic
there.
Pace, yes, that is a friend of the show that we've reached out to.
That's pretty cool. He got clipped there in the trailer. But back to it. I mean, these people know who this guy is, or he just has such a presence that when he walks in the room, people turn around and stare.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, in my opinion, so kind of leading into this scene, you're walking through, everybody's looking at him, and then the next scene kind of opens up into Herzog's place. I think that it's two separate buildings. Like, this is clever editing, because I think you're right. Like, he is in the Bounty Hunters Guild, and then we just cut to him walking into the...
So when those doors open, you got, obviously stormtroopers now are bodyguards themselves. It looks like some of them are holding different types of pistols. The one right in frame definitely has a standard trooper blaster, but the other two guys on the left, I mean, it's almost like they're holding forms of Han's pistol.
Yeah, I mean...
either way, they're still just servant schlubs.
Yeah, funny enough, like I mentioned to Matt off, mic or before we went live that I've been playing a lot of Battlefront 2, and those pistols look a lot like a pistol unlock for troopers in the game.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, looks familiar.
Yeah, so then we see Werner's character himself, and he just says, "Would you agree?" Essentially following up on that conversation of, "Are you the best in the parsec?"
Yeah. Dude, what would be dope is if he's not talking to him. Like, if that specific line, like, I heard that you were the best in the parsec, would you agree? And it's not him. He's talking to somebody else.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Then, the Mando comes in and fucks up the guy.
These are edited in a way to hopefully throw us off and make us think that certain things are being said during certain scenes when they're not even close.
Yeah. So
we get some action shots here, and notice he's back in the full chrome top armor here.
Yes.
He makes just absolute short work out of a trooper.
Yeah, just blasts him right in the head, pulls his gun.
The thing to note here, though, I think at the 1 minute mark, I'm pretty sure that's Grief coming out behind them.
Okay.
So I'm assuming something may go sketchy with his meeting with Werner, or they're at the Bounty Hunter Guild, and maybe Moff Gideon shows up, but it looks like the Mando is helping Grief, or they're both trying to get away from something.
Yeah, I think it might be a situation where, like, to me, it feels like there's probably some sort of contentious relationship between the contingent of the Imperial Remnant and the Bounty Hunters Guild. Like, bounty hunters are kind of amoral and don't really focus towards order, whereas the Imperial Remnant's probably trying to assert some sort of order. So I feel like, every now and then...
The First Order.
Yeah, the First Order. But every now and then, the Imperials may encroach a little bit too heavily on the bounty hunters' territory, and then Grief just calls it, like, we got to fucking lay it down again. And then they just go out and
push back.
Yeah, they just start blasting people.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's other scenes here that kind of leads me to believe that at least Grief will come into play in certain episodes, either helping the Mando out or giving him tips, this, that, and the other thing. But as we continue on, I'm at the 103 mark now. And the next few seconds, I'm speculating is a flashback, in particular a flashback of the Mandos himself.
Yes.
At 103, we see this kid in this maroon getup that he almost looks like a little priest. So Nick and I both kind of talked offline that very well could be the Mando as a child.
Yeah.
Or maybe a special child of Mandalore, maybe one of the royals. Is he a part of Satine's family? Who knows? But clearly, this child is of importance because of the screen time he's gotten. But why I'm saying this is a flashback, right after we see the shot of this kid, that is clearly a Separatist droid gunship that flies over past. You would have seen him in Revenge of the Sith during the Battle of Kashyyyk. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, this is definitely a flashback to Clone Wars time period. And I agree. Like, I told Matt before we even really sat down and had a talk about it, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a flashback to the Mando. Like, that's the Mando as a kid.
Well, it's even further reinforced as you continue on at 105 and beyond. You see this kid again being cradled by probably his parents. They're in similar maroon get-ups here, running from oversized B2 battle droids.
Yeah, exactly. So this is definitely Clone Wars era, unless somehow, some way, the Imperial Remnant has repurposed 30-year-old droids.
I would have bought into that if it was just the droids, but the fact that they're, you had fully flying ships and shit, there's no way. I mean, we're going to learn in Fallen Order, the Empire took all of that old shit and just fucking melted it down to build up the new war machine.
Yeah. So
I mean, Cal himself is working on a planet where all they're doing is decommissioning and breaking down Republic-era Star Cruisers.
Yeah. So definitely a flashback, 100% there. The next few scenes that we get are one action scene of the Mando kind of looks like he's got a quar. I think it's a quarren.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we saw in the first trailer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just get a different angle of it. At 111, though, we get a beast. And if you look at it at first, he kind of looks like a hairy Reek from Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
but
he does.
If you remember from there, Reeks have tri-horns, and this guy only has one.
Yep.
But he's definitely catching it for some reason. And if you keep playing, Nick, and go to 113, who's with him?
Again,
who pats him on the shoulder like job well done?
Kuiil.
And look how muddy he looks right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
so
maybe this dude's a trapper
speculating
or something.
Kuiil and this guy, you know, when we saw him earlier, they were going out to hunt this fucking beast together.
Could be. I mean, bounties aren't necessarily always fucking people.
Exactly.
Like, you
Did
know,
ever play the Witcher series, my friend?
Yeah,
There's bounties to go kill fucking beasts left and right.
Yeah, just play any video game where you have a bounty board. Even Final Fantasy, like most of them are just fucking like, oh, there's a creature out here that's wreaking havoc on the locals. So yeah,
right.
Could definitely be.
And it's really, the trailer continues with quick action hits. We get him on a speeder, and I'm speculating he's riding with the same dude we saw from the first trailer when it's real dark.
Yep.
And it gets lit up. Who the fuck knows who that could be?
Some Razor
Get
Crest.
a shot we've seen before, another shot we've seen before.
And then we get a shot of him and Kara kind of high-fiving at, is that some sort of, do you assume that that's like a Mandalorian encampment?
All right, yeah, so let's get into that because really everything up until this we've kind of seen. I mean, we see Grief with some bounty hunters greeting, and we've talked about him. They're probably buddy more than just Grief's the leader of the bounty hunters, and he fucking hates everyone that gets bounties for him. But so the interesting thing around the 121 mark, as Nick said, where it looks like we're in some form of village.
Yeah.
And we start to get a new narration from our boy where he's like, Mandalorian, look outside. They're waiting for you.
Yeah.
Clearly not in reference to what's happening in the scene. So what this scene does, Nick, it confirms what I think anyone with a brain has been speculating about Kara and the Mando. They're going to be buddy-buddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
but like you said, I do believe they're in a village of some sort, and I believe the village is the same village that this lady belongs to that we're going to see, and this lady clearly means something to the Mandalorian.
Yeah, like the lady basically puts her hands on his helmet in what looks like an attempt to take it off. I mean, like,
exactly.
He's not
126 mark, 127. This lady is so close to the Mando, and his guard is so down that she's pulling his helmet off. So the fact that he's going to let her pull off his helmet leads me to believe either through this series he falls in love with her, or he's always known her, and she and or her kid are the reason why he broke his contract with Werner's character.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the key. I feel like you mentioned, this character is going to be key to whatever's happening here with the main plot thread. And yeah, like he is likely either in love with her or, you know,
so he's not going to be banging Kara like some of us may have thought, but it looks like he's going to have a love interest or someone that he cares for.
Yeah.
We get more action moments. Get a cool shot of Kara with a Gatling gun. We get a shot of Bill Burr, who's probably a bounty hunter or an assassin. But here, Nick, at 129, this is already a take it to the bank. Whatever the fuck this segment's going to be, it will be the greatest action sequence in all of Star Wars.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous. He is grappling hooked onto a TIE fighter.
Right. So he's doing everything we always wanted to see Boba do. He's using his gauntlet to shoot his little cable cord out there. And I'm telling you, if you play, dude's got a jetpack.
Yeah.
Dude's got a jetpack. You can see it. It's just been hidden under that cape he's been wearing, but he definitely ignites a jetpack to get right up on the canopy of Moff Gideon's TIE fighter. And I just think this whole sequence is going to be, holy shit, that was the greatest action moment in almost 50 years of Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, this is, like you said, everybody has been waiting for like Boba Fett the Badass to show up. And look, this guy is gonna be Boba Fett the badass. His name's just gonna be different. Like,
I mean, bro, in 3 seconds of this trailer, he already does way more badass shit than Boba Fett ever did with his gear. I mean, think about what Boba Fett did with his gear. He used his jetpack to fly from Jabba's skiff to the other one.
And then he used his little...
They break it on accident.
Yeah.
Right? Because Han can't see.
And then...
He uses his gauntlet rope, or whatever the fuck you want to call
cable
it,
to like,
on Luke, and Luke literally dismisses it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, cuts it in half.
And before you know it, the guy gets bumped, his jetpack gets bumped, and he flies in the side of the skiff and dies.
Yeah.
I mean, Boba Fett is a fucking bozo the way he's portrayed in the original trilogy.
He really is. I mean, like, if it wouldn't have been for expanded universe content for Boba, like, he would have been a bumblefuck that you would have
He looks
forgotten.
cool. That's it. Outside of that, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally got taken out by buffoonery.
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't even go back. Like, he didn't even capture Han. Like, fucking Darth Vader captured Han for him. Like, all he did was track
Boba
him.
did was have the intelligence to sit back and see what happened after the Empire fleet moved on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he just sat there and he tracked them down, and then he called. He didn't even bother to do it himself. He called Darth Vader on the phone and said, Vader, I got him. He's in Cloud City. And then Vader did all the dirty work.
Right.
So
like I said, that action sequence is, I just think it's going to be phenomenal. I mean, even in this trailer, the 3 seconds we got, I was like, holy shit. So the trailer winds to an end with another money shot. We get a money shot of the Mando with his, tuning fork rifle up at the ready. And then we hear him for the first time, and he responds to Herzog's, basically, they're waiting for you with, yeah, good.
yeah. And I mean,
boom, bring on the Mando, my friends.
I can't wait. I mean, this show, I've seen, it's kind of weird to say, but I've seen people saying, like, The Mandalorian is a return to old Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I'm like, what old Star Wars are you watching? And how... This is nothing that we've ever seen before in Star Wars history. Like,
no, it's not even close. Like, that's when you know that you're dealing with an idiot.
Yeah, it's just like, I understand. Like,
I mean, let's be real. I love the Age of Rebellion, but they're the most basic ass movies out there.
Yeah, and like, look, I get it. Like, you can say it's a return to the old Star Wars because we're spending a lot of time in the Outer Rim. We know that we opened up on Tatooine. We went back to Tatooine and ROTJ, but like the style of filmmaking that we're seeing here, the style of storytelling that we're seeing here, and the style of action that we're seeing here is nothing like old Star Wars.
Yeah, I would wager the closest you've probably seen of the action you're going to get here is Solo
or Rogue One. Like, those are the two.
Right. I mean, I don't know what, like, for some reason, I don't know. Maybe it's the big arena scene in Attack of the Clones. It's like has a lot of these fans thinking that Star Wars has always been nothing but
sand,
lightsaber fights.
Yeah, like, I just don't get it.
And that's not even good. Like, watch that again. It's literally people in front of blue screens, not in the same room, going, yeah, 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 like just turn their arm and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, go back and watch, like, A New Hope. Go back and watch Empire, ROTJ.
Yeah,
like,
shit, I love these things.
Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong, but
very little fighting. Like,
there's almost zero fighting, and the fighting is ridiculous. It's like pew pew. Okay, we good.
Yeah,
all right, pew,
I mean,
slash, talk, slash, jump, talk, fall.
And look, we're not saying anything. Like, we're not insulting the movies. That's just how they were. Like, they weren't action movies.
No, yeah, the point Nick is making, and I'm reinforcing, is that for some reason people have this vision of old Star Wars like it's this swashbuckling, nonstop action fest with, the dudes' chests are hanging out, the girls have big boobs, and they're always swooning over the heroes. It's like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are watching.
Yeah, I mean...
but they're fairly low-key movies that deal with space wizards and laser swords.
Yeah, I mean, you get, like, 1 or 2 big fights in each movie. Like, A New Hope, the fight is Obi-Wan versus Vader in the Death Star.
And they're playing slapsticks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're honestly playing slaps. They're like, he's like, slap.
Yeah, and then,
Vader's like, slap.
You have an action set piece with the run on the Death Star and blowing it up, but, like, you don't have a lot of individual one-on-one combat like we're seeing in, or big action pieces like, ground-based battles or fights like we're seeing in the Mando trailer, like we saw in Rogue One. That didn't happen in old Star Wars. So it's just weird to see people saying that. But I mean, that aside,
I think we've established this point that we all suck as Star Wars fans. You just got to find the ones that don't suck too bad.
Yeah. So
to hang out with. So
I mean, this show looks fucking sick. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I know that there are people out there already at the big outlets who've already seen, I believe, the first.
No one. They're not showing episode 1 in full to anybody.
Okay, so it's like some people have seen like 20 minutes or something like that. They basically give
press
them like
a few weeks ago got like a 25-minute jump around look, but that's it. So.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, it's going to be a surprise for all of us. Like I said, I'm stressed out, but it's only because I know it just adds a whole bunch of new work for me, and it's work that I sometimes consider like, why the fuck do I do this shit? I mean, honestly, no one views it. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's good. You should have more views. Well, guess what? I don't. So what is the fucking point? Anyways,
you should
that's
pass
neither
it
here
on
nor
so
there. We need to keep moving on because we're on pace for another record-long podcast. So let's go ahead and shift into the final segment of the show, my friend, and that is the top 5 Star Wars fan artist features of the week, lined up by yours truly, and then nominated by my man Nick here. So Nick, let's get right into it.
So this was a tough week because there was a lot of good art out there. And I believe this is the first time in a while where all of our top 5 members are returning top 5 members. That is not by choice. I just kind of went through. I picked out the shit that I thought looked the coolest, and they just happened to be.
That's how the Force was talking to him this week.
Yeah. So first up, we have what I say at the bottom of the post is one of the rarest shots we get to see on the Star Wars Time Show Twitter or Instagram. It is a Darth Revan shot. And the thing that I love about Darth Revan is he's the most fucking badass Sith Lord that most people don't know about. And he just looks so awesome. I mean, and this comes from Griandra at Griandra on Instagram, Griandra. And I mean, with Darth Revan, here's the thing. You don't need to do a lot with him to make him look intimidating. And Griandra does it perfectly. Just a simple portrait-style shot. And
you know me, man. I'm a portrait guy myself, so I always appreciate a good portrait, and that's what this is. I mean, Griandra's got the lighting split right here. You get some of the lighter blue tones on the side that the saber's not resting on, and then the side the saber is, you get the red hues, and I just like it, as you said. I mean, Revan's a guy like Vader, like Boba, and now like the Mando. They're very photogenic, if you will,
yes.
Which is odd to say about little pieces of plastic, but hey, that's the hobby we have found ourselves in. I like playing in it. Nick likes looking at it. All of you also like looking and playing in it. So, yeah, I mean, Revan's a boss. There's a part of me I wonder, like, would this Revan look even better with cloth hood and whatnot? I kind of like how this hood keeps a very rigid structure, because sometimes these little hoods on these robes, Nick, are cunts to go on their heads and look like an actual hood that's resting there and not like something that someone in a sweatshop sewed before they turned 8 years old. But yeah, I mean, it's just a great shot, great portrait, like the pose. It's a power pose, power shot.
So
Griandra, you know, he's been around since the first days of Star Wars time doing this toy photography stuff. So it's good to see him back up here in the top 5.
Yeah. So quick question about the figure itself. Are there official figures of Revan, or are most of them like kit bashed or something?
No, this is real. This is the legit Black Series. He's still kind of hard to find. I mean, I'd say this is close to 3 years old at this point, at least 2.5 years. He's one of those ones where he's an awesome mold, but Hasbro's fucking stupid and just didn't make him in abundance, so he's hard to get.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, you could probably still go find this guy on eBay going for $40.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, no, this is what he looks like. So there's a little soft, but then for some reason they're like, fuck it, we'll just make the shoulder part and the hood plastic.
Yeah,
rubber.
It's so weird. But yes, fantastic shot here by Griandra at Griandra, as spelled earlier, on Instagram. Next up, I mean, this shot from one of our favorites to call out, and he likes us to call him out in a specific way. Figure fucking hurts here.
Hell yeah, Figure fucking hurts is literally one of my favorite follows here because the guy's mind is pretty far out.
It is.
It's almost like an acid trip sometimes with the shots he cooks up.
And this one
in particular is just fucking aces.
It's perfect because what we get is a fantastic shot of Palpatine, and he has like puppetry. Like if you've seen like, old puppet theater with people holding up the little wood boards and then moving them around to make the puppets
like the
dance.
marionette strings.
Yeah, marionettes.
Fucking Pinocchio, people. This is it. I mean, it's as the caption says, the puppet master.
Yeah.
We've always said that about Palpatine.
And he's got on the end of his marionette strings, he's got Kylo in one hand and Rey in the other. I mean, this is
and they're the these are the Disney Infinity figures.
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Toys Alive stuff from a few years back. Which honestly, these Star Wars ones are great, and the game was actually pretty fun too. But it's a great reuse of that, and I mean, it looks like he just kind of drew the window back there, and he just Figure fucking hurts. You never know what his mind is thinking about, but the fact that he can then execute these visions is really what makes him a fantastic toy photographer.
Yeah, and I think now, like I've been trying to keep track of like our most liked images.
It's up. This is a big one for sure.
This is up there. I think that we may have had one that was close to or over 400. I know I called out one specifically.
Yeah, it was Rey or 030.
Okay, yeah. So this one is in. So Figure fucking hurts is close because he's at 323 likes on this image. I mean, first off, you guys out in the Star Wars Time show community are really stepping up when it comes to the likes, especially on these fantastic images. So we really love that we can get.
Thank you, IG, for allowing people that follow us to see our posts. We appreciate it.
Yes, we bow down.
It's almost
to the
as
algorithm.
if that's how the app's supposed to work.
Yeah. But yeah, we bow down to the algorithm. A powerful Instagram. But this shot here is well deserving of as many likes as the algorithm will allow it. And like you said, it's just masterful kind of, thinking.
Give this guy a follow, though. Figure hurts, as in like the car rental place and action figure. I mean, I think his name's Daz. He just, like I said, fun Star Wars fan. I like the way his mind works. Like I said, maybe it's on the influence of acid. If it is, it's fantastic because of the ideas that come on the Figure Hurts page are just they're literally out of this world, as this one is.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking fantastic, dude. There's one shot.
There you go. That's why he's Figure fucking hurts, not just Figure Hurts. Dude,
I'm on his page, so I'm scrolling down his feed. I'm looking at a shot, and he has this kit bash is so ridiculous. I'm gonna drop it to Matt in the chat because you just have to see it. It's so fucking crazy.
Is it the guy with like the ghoulies head on the BMX bike?
No, it's he has Yoda bodies with Palp heads on them, and then Snoke walking around with his head on. Is that fucking Chewbacca?
Yeah, it looks like an old 3 3/4 inch figure.
It's just like who?
Yeah, well, hey, like I said, that's what I mean.
The guys,
and he's literally saying they're hobbits. We're taking the hobbits to Heisenberg. To Heisenberg.
Oh man, but yes, give Figure Hurts a follow on Instagram. The guy's fantastic.
Oh, and the best part is, Nick, they have blue meth rocks on the plate. So yeah, like I said, there may be some LSD use here, and we love it.
Yeah,
bring on the creativity, but this is fucking. Yeah, I mean, you forget. I mean, remember we talked before. If you scroll down, he's got the whole toilet diorama where he's got like
people's heads. Yeah,
yeah. He's got old man Luke giving Kylo a swirly in a poop-filled toilet. It's just great stuff. So check him out. 11,000 followers. He's definitely a big time account out there. So check him out on Instagram. Figure Hurts.
Yeah. All right. Next up, and it's me, so there's got to be a bucket head shot included in the top 5.
I feel like this guy probably speaks to you on a daily basis, dude, with his posts.
Operators is like, here's the thing with Operators is that he is good at so many different things. Like the post-processing that's on his shots makes it look like, I mean, like sometimes
it gives them almost like an animated or a hand-drawn feel.
Exactly. Like
it?
sometimes I'm looking, I'm like, is this even like photography? Like the amount of
it almost looks like a painting or a drawing, which is pretty impressive.
So what we see is we have this is a clone trooper, and he has like a B1 battle droid kind of pinned down to the ground, and he's got his blaster up to his chest and just fucking blasted him right through the chest. And the stylization that is, kind of operators it's his, his trademark, really makes everything in this shot pop. Like the lighting that he adds into it in post, the way, like his color saturation that he throws in there as well. I mean, like everything is just so rich with color.
I love the pose. I like how he's basically pinching the battle droid's nose.
Yeah.
So he can pull him closer and blast him through his metal heart.
Yeah. I mean, the dude is like...
Yeah, it's badass. I mean,
it's amazing. Like
all the shit he has on his page, like I said, it's just, he's got that style.
Yeah.
It's a very defined style. I wish I could have a defined style for myself, because I'm an ass that every time I edit a shot, I'm like, it might look like the other one. I'll just change it completely, even though I think it might look like shit doing it this way.
Yeah.
I'm just a wreck sometimes. Let's not talk about me.
but
anyways.
Yeah, but with operators.
Back to operators here.
Like, you can scroll through, like, if you scroll through the Star Wars Time Show feed, you know when you're passing an operator shot. Like, you're like, okay, that's definitely Operators of the Republic, because he just has that visual style.
That's a mark of a good photographer in any line of photography. I mean, when you can kind of just pick out who they are without seeing their name on a piece, you know that they have imprinted themselves on you, essentially.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I can go through my feed every night and without looking at names, be like, that's a Black Series shot, that's a plastic action shot, that's a Jason B. Michaels shot. I mean, that's a everything Kylo, that's our GoT buddy, that's Sir Dork.
Yeah.
And same thing here with operators, so...
Yeah.
Fantastic work here. He does a lot of customs too, and it looks like most of the time he's working in the 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes tough to photograph because they are bigger.
Yeah, so excellent job here. Operators _of_the_Republic on Instagram. Fantastic work. Next up here is a piece of, what can only be described as venomous art. I mean, I don't even know what to call it other than venomous art, and it's by Venomous.
It goes right back to my previous point. I mean, Venomous, Super Scoundrel, these are guys we've come to, you just scroll through and be like, oh, yep, got to share that. I mean, Venomous remade a shot that Black Series just posted last night, and I almost felt compelled to share that today, because Venomous' style... We've tried to describe it before. I think it's undescribable. I mean, he definitely goes with hard lines. I mean, I see a little bit of Gennady Tarkovsky in the face here. We're looking at this Venomous Kylo shot from the Tross trailer, but he really kind of has his own deal, because then it looks, you got like some of the splatter work here. It's just like paint splatter, and then Kylo's body just kind of
dissolves
or flows into the ocean waves, and just, man, beautiful work of art.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to describe, like the colors again, like Venomous, his work with colors and how he uses them. I mean, with this shot it's easier, but I mean, like, if you compare this shot or this piece of art by Venomous, and then you put it next to the trailer image that he's mirroring, the way that he enhances the colors, because there's essentially no blue, like there's very little blue in the trailer itself, but like the way that he brings out like the blue of the waves really brightens the red of the lightsaber. I mean, and then the stark black of Kylo against everything else with the white splatters of water. I mean, like, this guy is just a killer.
I mean, doesn't it look like he just took paint and was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll splatter it here, and here, but it's all cohesive and makes sense.
Yeah, it's, and that
like, to me, if I start doing that, it would turn into just a big shit show of paint splatter.
Yeah, it would just all come out like muddy, like everything's just brown and dripping and makes no fucking sense. Like,
all right, my question to you: if you could pick an art form that you're awesome at, like Venomous here, what would you go with?
I would do like traditional illustration. hand, like drawing, like physically drawing something.
Yeah, so kind of like what this guy's doing.
Yeah, kind of like what Venomous says. And like the reason I picked that is because like if you're good at like picking up a fucking pencil or pen or whatever and drawing something on a screen, then you can eventually get good at digital painting, which is what Venomous did to, create this. Like,
Right.
Right.
And you'd have to assume that a lot of these people started traditionally and just moved to the digital because it's so much easier and it gives them many more options of kind of creating awesome art.
Exactly.
No, I'm with you, dude. I probably would. I would be a musician. Fuck that.
You'd
shit.
be a musician. I mean,
there's something about the power of music. I mean, I love drawing, animation, this, that, the other thing, photography, but the fact that if you're really good at playing music and you get up on a stage and 100,000 people would just sit there and listen to you, that's pretty powerful.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely.
But second choice would definitely be kind of like what these Venomous characters can do and just literally create art with their fingertips.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful work. So at Venomous, VENAMIS on Instagram.
Yeah, so, some of the best Star Wars fan art and at times official Star Wars art you're going to see. It's unique, if anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on to our final.
Yes. This is my favorite Star Wars custom of all time, and this artist has used him for multiple years, and I hope he never goes away.
So this is from Barton LTM. Barton_LTM on Instagram, and what we get is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like
it's a skater C-3PO.
Yeah,
literally.
Perfect.
I mean, he's got basically Vans on, Adidas socks.
He's
got a
the red
Stussy hat on, cocked. He's smoking a cig,
and he's got
spray paint cans next to him with his skateboard on his back and headphones around his neck.
Yeah,
I mean, I want this fucking C-3PO.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an amazing job by Barton, and it's not just the figure himself and how he's dressed it, but like it's the staging of it. It's the smoke from the cigarette. It's in the background where you have, the spray paint art, the graffiti art in the background. You get a little R2-D2 with a heart. You get the Darth Vader face, and then you get Stop Wars instead of Star Wars on the bottom left. I mean, the concepting, the execution, the staging of this is all perfect.
It's great.
And I mean, like,
and Nick, just think, if this is a 1/12 scale figure, he's 6 inches tall. So how little do you think these little spray cans are in cigarette boxes?
Dude, that's what I was wondering, is like the size of everything else, like the size of, like the spray cans and the cigarette boxes and I mean, I'm sure the cigarette is probably...
they're probably a couple millimeters, to be honest with you.
I mean, that is super impressive. And like, if you look at this shot, like some people would say like, oh, he's just standing there. It's not necessarily
good luck trying to recreate this. I've said this 1,000 times. Getting a piece of plastic that is not in an action-oriented pose, you don't have particle effects, anything going on. It's literally just a portrait. Doing that and making the image feel like it's alive, to me, is more difficult than staging a badass action scene where you're going to get that feeling of these things are moving or doing something. So when you can just stand a C-3PO there, who you really can't pose anyways.
Yeah. And
he looks kind of like a skater, like a bro. That's job well done.
Yeah.
I mean, I when I see this image, I see C-3PO going like, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Stop Wars, bro.
He looks like a West Coast skater kid. Like, yeah,
exactly. Like, he's about to go to the vape shop and get some wax or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking fantastic. So, I mean, again, like this is a shot that is made by the concepting and execution, not necessarily the posing.
Right. I mean, there's
a
good chance that some of the clothes he may be imposing, from other images, but I mean, who knows? Either way, it doesn't matter. I want this C-3PO. I love the shot, and Barton, this is kind of what he does. I mean, I love anytime he throws out his little C-3PO guy or his Darth Maul in army fatigues.
Yeah, and I mean, if you scroll through Barton's feed, you'll see like other versions of this skater C-3PO. They have one of them he's actually like on his skateboard smoking a cig, and then there's a ton of good stuff here.
I'm worried for this 3PO's health, but he's living his best life, I guess.
Yeah, he's
will.
like Bender. He's from Futurama.
Yeah.
Like
he doesn't give a fuck. That's right.
Yeah. This guy has incredible concepting work. I see the Maul that you mentioned. He's got one shot of a Maul that's wearing like a fucking big ass trench coat and is wearing a Star Wars t-shirt. Like it's super fun. So
I mean, he always creates fun shots that are executed very well.
Yeah. So that rounds out our top 5 for this week. They were all great. So love it. We'll be back.
All right, man. Well, as always, if you want to try to get yourself featured in the top 5, first off, take awesome Star Wars pictures or draw or create awesome Star Wars art. Doesn't matter. We're not just here for the toys, although that's kind of what we lean on because one of us may have a foot into that community, but either way, we're just here to appreciate Star Wars art. So if you want to get involved, hit us up on Instagram, Star Wars Time Show. Use the Star Wars Time Show hashtag or tag us, or do both. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I like seeing that our hashtag has crossed the 6,000 uses mark. I'd like that to get up to 10,000, 20,000, 50 to 100, but that's going to rely on you, our friends. And speaking of our friends, you know what time it is. It's that time to go over to StarWarsTime.net. Even if you've been there, you probably haven't been there today. Check it out, see if there's anything new. If there is, click around, share it with other Star Wars fans. But more importantly, if you're not subscribed to the podcast yet, you can do that by clicking on the subscribe to podcast link in the top right or the hamburger menu if you're on mobile. Plus, if you're still not keyed into us on YouTube, remember the shows go up on YouTube for pictures. When we talk about anything that involves a picture, we like to throw that up there so you're not just creating mental pictures. We're good like that. So get subscribed to YouTube as well. And of course, if you're on a platform, anytime you can comment, like, rate, or review goes a long, long way for your buddies at the Star Wars Time Show. Sound good? Excellent. And remember, if you listen to the Star Wars Time Show, the Force will be with you. Always.